represents an authority above him. In fact, he is a credited agent, a diplomatic agent of another government, living as a foreigner in this land, but he is communicating the message of that government or of that authority that he represents. It's important to note that ambassador does not communicate his own message, his own feelings, his own ideas. An ambassador represents the authority that sent him. That ambassador represents and sends that message that he is sent to communicate. And just as Paul said, we are ambassadors for Christ, well, that's what we are to do. We are to communicate that message that we have been given. So the question is, what does a marketplace ambassador look like? And we have, we're going to go through some descriptions in a moment. But what I'd like to do is really personalize this. And I know a marketplace ambassador. I have a very good friend. In a way, I consider him a Paul, someone that I can go to. But here is a guy who you're going to see a couple of videos and tomorrow morning that actually show him. But here is a man as a marketplace ambassador that represents the authority that sent him. That representation is Jesus Christ. And he has a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. He shares that faith, his faith in Christ, with others. He's bold about sharing that faith. He is active in discipling others. This friend is amazingly generous, even though he has oftentimes lost everything. He's a real estate developer. And I remember during the downturn in 2007, 2008, he had invested his full retirement in 500 acres, not too far from us. And after it did not sell and all the attempts to develop this land didn't work, he was forced to simply turn it back over to the bank. He lost his full retirement. He lost millions in this. And I remember him saying, he was standing in a doorway, and he said, it was all the Lord's in the first place, and he gives it and he takes it away. I'm okay. He was faithful. His priorities were right. Well, again, tomorrow you're going to see a couple of videos of this gentleman and how, in fact, he shares his faith and what he did as a marketplace ambassador, and then also how he took that to the next step in terms of discipling. But if we looked at the attributes, or what does this marketplace ambassador look like, we at CBMC have looked at this and said, well, what does Scripture have to say about what an ambassador looks like? And we know that absolutely at the core, it has to be that he is walking daily in intimacy with Jesus Christ. And let me just say that if you don't have that, then all the rest doesn't really make that much difference. So the first attribute is walking daily in intimacy with Jesus Christ. The second is living in accountable relationships with other believers. Sharing faith in Christ in my sphere of influence. Helping others grow spiritually through life-on-life discipleship. Living an integrated life with a proper life priorities. I shared with you that my friend recognized that God was in control and he was willing to give up everything, and even his retirement and losing that land. But he had the right priorities. Living a life of generosity. Applying biblical principles in all areas of my life. Maintaining a standard of excellence with integrity. genuinely and loving people, but caring for people. And then finally, living out God's call in my life. So these would be attributes of a marketplace ambassador. And this afternoon and tomorrow morning, we're going to take a look at those first four. Those first four: intimacy with Jesus Christ, accountable relationships, sharing our faith, and discipling. Those encompass the mission of CBMC. The twofold mission, primarily the twofold mission of sharing Jesus Christ and discipling individuals. So we're gonna dig into those a little bit. And the purpose in going through this is to show you how we can in fact be effective marketplace ambassadors. Not just tourists, not just going through the motions, but in fact, effective marketplace ambassadors. So, let's just go over what we've covered so far. Number one, that we are ambassadors for Christ. That's what Paul told the Corinthians, and he is telling us. We are ambassadors for Christ. Now, marketplace ambassador shows or exhibits 10 attributes, and we are either effective or we are ineffective as ambassadors for Christ. And this last bullet is that we believe, and it is our desire, that we can help individuals be effective marketplace ambassadors. And we do that with a tool that we've developed over the last couple of years called the Marketplace Ambassador Advancement System. And so I'm going to take you through a couple of slides. And the whole purpose of this is to challenge and to encourage you to go on to the website and take a look at the Marketplace Ambassador Advancement System and how that can be a tool that will help you and those in your ministry to be effective marketplace ambassadors. So, if you sign on, and you'll see down in the lower right left-hand corner, advanced.cbmc.com. So you can go to advanced.cbmc.com and log in, or you're going to sign up the first time. There is no charge. This is free, and it is being used around the world, and of course being used in the United States, but it's being used around the world. Simply go to advanced.cbmc.com, and you will, after signing in, you will come to this screen that shows that this is the Marketplace Ambassador Advancement System. And just as it says, it's your tools for becoming an effective marketplace ambassador. And so we're going to take those 10 attributes and we're going to blow them up and show you how you can utilize some of the tools that are available, not only for yourself, but also for those in your ministry, those in your sphere of influence. So I'm going to start, and on every single screen you're going to see it's the same. We go to the same website, advanced.cbmc.com. And after you've signed in, and I click on Advanced, you're going to see that main screen. And that's the question that I asked a few minutes ago. Are you a tourist or are you an ambassador? And if we scroll down, we would go through this and see more descriptions on that and so forth. But what I'd like to do is take you to the actual attributes in the system itself. And of course, I'm just simply illustrating this with these particular slides, and this would perhaps be an iPad, or it could also be used on an iPhone, or it could be used on your computer. And if I click on the attributes, you're going to see that all of those attributes are, I scroll down on the screen, and those attributes are displayed. And as I go back in, and remember, these are those 10 attributes that we believe describe or illustrate or show what a marketplace ambassador is, that first one, walking daily in intimacy with Jesus Christ, well, that's the first one right here on this screen. And if I touch the screen or tap on this particular, that first attribute, it will expand, and you will see a number of resources that become available. And those resources are including on the right-hand side there. You'll see an attribute study. You're going to see some references to Operation Timothy, or what we call OT, and you're going to see some other documents. And I'm going to show you just a couple of samples here. But as I show you this first one, I simply just click on the attribute study. You're going to see that what will be revealed will be a group study that you can use to explore this intimacy with Jesus Christ. What does it really look like? And have a group discussion. There are blanks to be filled out, but it's best used in a small group. And each one of the attributes has a group study. And in the United States, we have groups that are starting all the time. And oftentimes they will start with using these studies for each attribute as the beginning. And these, of course, are available at advanced.cbmc.com. If I go to the second attribute, which is living in accountable relationships with believers, and I do the exact same thing, I simply go back to the attributes, click on living accountable relationships with believers, it expands, and I get additional resources here. And I will have the individual or group study that will be available, and there will also be a number of resources that are available. Resources that are pertinent to being in the marketplace today. For example, this one is coworkers and sex, and dealing with situations that come up. So this is an incredible document, and a number of documents that are available that deal with problems in the marketplace and how do we respond? How do we use the Bible in getting a biblical view of these particular situations? Some of the other examples are coworkers and sex, the reason we exist, myth of God, stewards of two economies, and where do you want me, God? So these are additional resources, obviously different resources for different attributes. But these are available to help you and the teams or the individuals that you're working with within your ministry to explore each one of these attributes. Now, there's another aspect of this, and that is that we believe that small groups and accountability within small groups is incredibly important. And so living in accountable relationships, we find that getting together on a regular basis, whether that's weekly or bi-weekly or monthly, is important. We have in CBMC what I refer to as Connect 3 teams. And in those Connect 3 teams, there is accountability. Now, I'm not going to do it justice today. There is a whole seminar on what this team is and how it actually operates, and we can get you the materials for those seminars and so forth. But a Connect 3 team at the highest level is an environment where marketplace ambassadors gather in alignment with the vision and mission of CBMC for the purpose of connecting. And here are the 3 things that we connect. First, we connect to God. Secondly, we connect to one another. And thirdly, to the cause of bringing Jesus Christ into the marketplace. And what we do is centered around those 3 aspects in our Connect 3 team. We believe that this is crucial in living out being a marketplace ambassador. So So I trust that as we have just touched on the first two attributes, in terms of an intimate relationship with Jesus Christ and living in accountable relationships with others, that this idea of being a marketplace ambassador is becoming real. And we have seen individuals who are waking up to what it means. Many who have been Christians for a long time, but they haven't actually picked up the idea, understood what it meant to be a marketplace ambassador. And our goal is, through things such as the Connect 3 team and through communicating the attributes of a marketplace ambassador and how they can in fact be effective marketplace ambassadors, that we are seeing more and more men who are going into the marketplace and recognizing the incredible opportunity that we have to be ambassadors for Jesus Christ and not just going in for a paycheck. So, I'm going to just suggest right now that we spend a couple of minutes around your table, and the question is, how does being a marketplace ambassador change your view of work? So I'd ask you to now just spend the next couple of minutes and consider this question and how actually being a marketplace ambassador changes your view of work. So, spend a couple of minutes and then we'll talk